Hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything that's got to do with personal finance, wealth building, and financial freedom and independence. Okay. So today we're going to be deep diving into a game-changing strategy that is inspired by none other than Warren Buffett and his longtime partner, Charlie Munger. Okay. So basically, we're going to see how you can unlock financial freedom with Warren Buffett's dual income strategy. So if you've dreamed of achieving financial freedom, this video is for you. Okay, we're going to break down their dual income strategy, which combines active and passive income, so that you can then build long-term wealth. So let's get started. Once, Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, obviously you will have to work until you die. Now, that's a powerful statement, right? But what does it really mean? It's all about creating income streams that don't rely solely on your time and effort. So in other words, it's all about building passive income. Because when you combine that passive income with your active income, you unlock the potential for an exponential wealth growth. And that's the core of Buffett and Munger's philosophy. Okay, so let's start by defining the two key types of income, the active and the passive income. So the active income is what most of us are familiar with. So it's the money you earn by trading your time for work. So this includes your salary, wages, tips, commissions, or income from a business where you're actively involved. So essentially, if you stop working, the income stops. And that's why, like we said before, Warren Buffett's famous phrase is, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So that's where the passive income kicks in. So on the other hand, passive income is that money that flows in while you're doing other things. So it keeps on coming with little or no ongoing effort on your part. So think of dividends from stocks, interest from bonds, rental income from properties, royalties from some creative work of yours, or even some affiliate marketing. All these are passive incomes where you don't need to actually work to be able to earn this income. So the beauty of passive income is that it works for you 24/7, even while you sleep. Okay? And now, here's where Buffett and Munger's wisdom comes in. They believe that relying solely on income limits your earning potential. Why? Because there are only so many hours in a day, obviously, okay? So if you combine this active income with your passive income, you create a powerful synergy. Your active income provides the initial capital so that you can then invest it in other kinds of passive income investments, which will then generate other cash flows that will grow over time. It's like a cycle that can lead to long-term wealth. So you trade your time for an active income, and then you use that income, you try and save as much of that income as possible, so that you can then invest it into passive incomes, which will generate further incomes for you while you sleep. But there's a catch, obviously, to this. And that's that not all passive incomes are truly passive. So Buffett and Munger emphasize that many income streams labeled as passive, for example, still require some levels of management. The typical example is rental properties, which might seem passive, and lots of people tend to put it in the category of passive incomes. I would also define them as semi-passive because they come with a lot of issues at the end. You will have, for example, tenant issues. maintenance, and a lot of other responsibilities. Therefore, you will need to dedicate some time to them. Rental properties are a fantastic way of investing your money. I would not take out big mortgages or loans to finance these operations. But if you have extra cash, it's a good way to diversify, and therefore, if you have that expertise in that field, it can make sense depending on the person. It can make sense to also diversify into rental properties. But remember that they're not totally passive incomes. You'll have to work quite a bit on them, especially at the beginning. Similarly, running an online business or an affiliate marketing site might require ongoing oversight. Okay, so the key is to find income streams that require minimal effort once they're set up. True passive income should free up your time, not tie you down. Think of, is it freeing up your time, or is it actually tying you down? So, how can you create these cash flowing assets? Buffett and Munger recommend investing in income producing assets that align with your goals and your risk tolerance. We're all different. We all have different situations in our lives, and therefore need to evaluate case by case. But here are some examples of passive and semi-passive income. Rental properties can provide a steady income. So, like I just mentioned before, they're not totally passive incomes, but they are a good semi-passive income and can make sense. You have dividend stocks where companies pay you quarterly dividends just for holding their stocks. You've got bonds where you earn interest payments over time. You can own businesses which can generate ongoing income. Royalties, if you're a creator, royalties from books, music, patents can be a great source of incomes. Affiliate marketing, so you can earn commissions by recommending products. And online courses and subscriptions. So the goal is to build a portfolio of these assets so that they work for you, generating income with minimal effort. Okay? So now here is the reality check. Building passive income takes time, though. Remember, it takes time, it takes patience, and upfront effort. So as Charlie Munger said, getting passive income takes a lot of patience and work upfront, but it's worth in the long run for that financial freedom. So, for example, buying a rental property requires research, financing, an initial setup, long before you start generating income. And that goes the same for creating an online course or building a dividend stock portfolio. You need to create a course, you have lots of research to do, lots of work to do. You have to first generate it. So okay that after you're going to be able to sell it and not have to redo the course over time, but you'll still have to update it. You will have to get people to know it. So it takes a lot of work. The same thing goes for a dividend stock portfolio. It will take you time to save the money, to invest it, and create the portfolio. But once these systems are in place, they can provide income for years or decades with little maintenance. Okay? So how do you combine your active and passive income in order to maximize the impact? Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett again give these step-by-step advice. Start, first of all, obviously, with your active income. So the first step is start with active income. Use your job, your business, or your side hustle to generate the capital, and as much capital as you can. So save money and generate as much capital as you can. Then invest it in passive income streams. Allocate the capital into income-producing assets. Then reinvest your earnings so that your passive income becomes bigger and bigger. Buy more assets so that you can create that compounding effect that will increase even more and more your savings and your investments. Minimize then ongoing effort. Choose investments that require little or no maintenance. and repeat the cycle. Keep going with both your active and passive income streams. And that will compound. Keep on bringing in more money, bringing in more cash, and investing it in passive incomes. So what is the ultimate goal at the end of the day? To have passive income that can cover all your living expenses, giving you the freedom to retire early or pursue work you're passionate about. Not just because you have to work, but because you want to. So, like I always say, the first step is achieving financial freedom through passive incomes or semi-passive incomes. Once you got your time freedom, the next step is creativity freedom. Because we might think that we want to just, once we got the financial freedom, sit around all day, do nothing, do our passions. But at the end of the day, we all have things we love and we aspire to do. We all want to help change the world, do something that can leave a mark. And that's the point when the creativity freedom becomes important. Because at that point, once you have your financial freedom, which frees you up your time, you'll be able to dedicate that time, apart from your family, friends, and what's really important for you in your life, also to things which are your passions. And that's the ultimate goal, probably. So, at the end, that's it. Financial freedom isn't just about having the money, but it's about having choices. It's about waking up every day knowing that your income isn't tied to your time. And that's what Buffett and Munger's dual strategy is all about. By combining active and passive income, you can then create a life of abundance, security, and flexibility. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger's dual income strategy. And we'll see you soon. Bye.